Niger. Data Jobs Niger is a community of people from different data professions, like data engineer, data analyst, data scientist, analytics engineer, um, and we cut across different levels. We have people that are entry level, we have those that are intermediate, mid level, we have those that are the senior level, we have those that are experts. So the community is a very great one. We have a mixture of people from different levels. Everybody is free. That's one thing I like about the group. Everybody is free, no matter your level. You can express yourself, you can talk. Nobody's going to hold anything against you. There's no right or wrong answer. We are united. People share job gigs, people share opportunities on the group, and people have been giving testimonies, and we thank God for that. It has been a wonderful experience. I've met a lot of nice people on this group, people that have been very helpful to me, people that have contributed to other people's life, and that's something that we appreciate about the community. We're starting something very great this year. I used to tell some of my friends that are on this call also that 2025 is a very intentional year. That is either you are in. Adiwala Adepoju, what's the issue, please?
So sorry, sir.
That is either you are in or you are out. Right? There's nothing like you are on the fence. Is that you are good or you are not good. Um, to change that, to change everybody's mindset that Power BI is not just about building visualization. Power BI is more than that. That's the reason for this Power BI developer class that we've started. So let it, I want it to be very interactive. I want you guys to talk. I want you guys to contribute. If I'm doing something wrong, please just tell me that this thing is wrong in a very respectful way anyway. That is wrong, and let's share ideas together. Let's collaborate. Most of the people that you see in this class, most of them, they are gurus. So they are just joining to come and assist me or assist whoever is going to be a mentor in the class, right? Come and share their ideas and contribute. Also, gifts. Can you hear me? Gifts.
Yes,
Ubelenta.
sir.
Don't let me pronounce her name anyhow. I get very careful. She's our class
Then,
captain. So mark her. Hmm? Mark her like that. Say, gift. I see you. So she will be our class captain. She will be the one in charge of, telling us what to do. If there's anything that I want to pass on to everybody, she will be the one helping me to do that. So she's like my assistant. But we will also need an assistant class captain because there might be times that Gift might be very busy. Something might come up. She might not be in class for one or two personal reasons, and we need someone that will volunteer to be a class captain. So the work of a class captain is not a small work. It requires dedication. It requires attention to details. So it means that you must be available, you know, to set up the class. You always admit people in the class. If there's any assignment they need to do, you need to like follow up with them and all of those things. So if there's anyone that's interested, please do let me know. Or you can reach out to Gift for the assistant captain position. It's a volunteer position, or you are not giving money. Okay. Gift, please add follow Mishu Ajala as part of the mentor for this class. Can you hear me, Gift?
okay, sir. Yes,
Please let me
yes.
add follow Mishu Ajala. Yeah, thank you. So let's start. So why are we here today? We want to start something great, something wonderful. So we are starting with Power Query. The first step to uh creating a Power BI report is Power Query because you are going to start doing a lot of transformations, and it's more than just changing data types anyway. There's a lot of things to know when it comes to Power Query. So that was why I had to like list them out. Gibbs, can you just share me in my DM the list of those things we mentioned that we're going to discuss in today's class? Please do that quickly, please. Fast, fast.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, sir.
be fast about it, please. So that we can quickly run through. So this our class is going to be like practical. There's no theory anywhere. It's practical all through. In fact, I don't have any slide for anything. I don't have any slide at all for anything. Somebody saying something? Please, if you are not seeing anything, just mute yourself, please. We don't want any background noise at all. So while she's doing that, some of the some of the class rules, let me just say it again in like 2 minutes before we start. 2 minutes. I know we've wasted time a lot. Number one is that you cannot miss a class more than 80%. Like you cannot miss a class more than 20%. So it means that if you are meeting 4 times in a month, you must at least have be in class 3 times out of 4. We'll be giving weekly assignments. You must always do your assignments. This is excluding the mentors, oh, excluding the mentors. You must always do the assignments. There will be times we will tell you to do some presentations. There will be times we will tell you to go through the PL 300 module for you to read some things and come and present it to us in class. So it's not a class for the lazy one. It's a class for those that are actually very serious. Today now we are 60 something. I'm very sure that by the time we get to maybe May or August or July, will not be more than 20 something. I'm very sure of that. It's very normal. I've been doing this for a while, so I know what I'm saying. So because a lot of people don't have time to sacrifice, they don't want to sacrifice being in a class for a very long time, and they also want to collect 1.5 million per month. So I understand. I understand. Okay, so we are going to start with different transformation methods. So I'm going to show you Power Query now. I'm going to quickly open my Power BI. I'm going to show you Power Query. I'm going to so we are going to start with changing data types. We are going to start with understanding what is query folding, understanding data source settings, how to use your advanced editor, pivot on pivot, time intelligence in Power Query, like how you can create your calculate your what we call calculated table in Power BI desktop, right? How you can create a calendar table, a custom calendar from your Power Query, right? We are going to deal with append, merge, and different types of joins. How you can do different between duplicate and reference, fill up and fill down. When can you apply the fill up and fill down feature? Why is it important to understand column profiling, column distribution, and column quality? I'm going to show you what it is. What do we mean by query dependencies? Uh, enable load versus including report refresh. Those two are different, and we need to understand them. Um, how to use the formula bar, right, to edit your transformations. We are going to talk about groupings. I mean, it's creating like folder queries, optimization in Power Query, very important. Fixing performance issues, understanding storage mode, and how you can use the diagnostics features in Power Query. So that is all we are going to go through. We might not finish everything today, but the aim of the class is that we um, cover most of the important topics that one needs to know to become a Power BI developer. And also, when we are done with this Power BI class, the Power BI part, we are also going to move to SQL to do some topics on common table expressions, views, subquery, joins, yeah, and all of those topics that you need to know as a Power BI developer anyway. As a Power BI developer, your work does not only limit you to Power BI and SQL alone. You need to also have an idea of Power Apps, Power Automate. So I'm bringing somebody on board. She's a lady. She's good at what she does. She's a Power BI, sorry, she's a Power Apps and Power Automate person. She has very good knowledge about it, and she can teach. The ability to teach somebody is what makes you different. So she's going to come here. At least we are going to build one app. Everybody's going to build one app at least before we end this section. We are going to do Power Automate. I'm also bringing an expert who's going to show us how to automate some processes, how you can apply that at a place of work. Also, we are going to be doing SSIS and SSAS for you to know how to do the data migration from one database to another database. Then SSAS for creating cubes and also for your data modeling, right? For what we call tabular modeling, right? So it is fully packed. So it now depends on you. Do you want to learn or you don't want to learn? So let's start. So I have my Power BI open now. I'm going to share my screen. So please confirm if you can actually see my Power BI desktop. Can you see my
Yes,
Power BI
sir.
desktop? Okay.
Yes. Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank
Yes.
you. Can I ask somebody, what do we use Power Query for? In your understanding, just say it in 1 minute, 2 minutes. What is your understanding of Power Query?
Yeah. Majorly,
Okay, sir.
data cleaning.
For me, I feel Power Query is used for data cleaning and data transformation generally. So in
Okay.
terms of getting errors, inaccuracies or redundancies in our data, then transformation also to ensure that our data is in the right form for us to get to the decision we desire.
Okay. Thank you very much. Any other person, please?
Yeah. Basically, we use Power Query to make our data ready for analysis, which
Okay.
include data transformation, the data modeling, and other aspects.
Okay. Can somebody tell me
Especially
the engine behind Power Query?
that's M language.
Okay. Mr. Fọlọ́runṣọ́, is that the engine behind Power Query?
I think that was fatty pack engine, right, sir?
Okay. Is that Mr.
I think
Fọlọ́runṣọ́?
M code is like the language that Power Query use. So
Exactly. So what's the engine behind Power Query?
I don't know. I don't know. Probably fatty pack engine. I don't know if that also use fatty pack
Really
engine,
editor.
but know of Power BI that it use fatty pack engine.
Okay. Someone else try.
So I don't know what you mean by the engine, because I know the interface is a Power Query editor. So I don't know
What is
if
that engine that is making Power Query to do what it's doing?
Alexa, are you talking about the language
No,
or
language
like
is
the
different
M
from the
language or
engine.
something?
You know, there's
Okay.
formula language, there's what's it called?
Is it a Power Query mashup engine?
Power Query mashup engine, is that what it's called?
For transformation
So
and extraction.
so it's called the Power Query formula engine. Or some people call it, okay, I think somebody
The
said
M
mashup
language.
engine now, right?
Yes, I think the mashup engine.
Okay,
Yes.
yes, you are correct. You are correct. Mashup engine, or you call it Power Query formula engine. That's the engine behind Power Query that's making it perform all those transformations that you are seeing, right? That's the engine at the back end. Okay, let's go ahead. So I'm going to use the sample data that I have somewhere. I can't even remember where I kept this data safe. Just give me 1 minute, please. Yes, I don't have this data. Mm. One minute, please, guys. I have so many folders here. I want to be sure I'm using the right one. Yeah, I think I've seen it now. Oh, good. Yes, I've seen it. Okay, good. Yeah. Don't save. Okay, let's start now. So what I want to show us today is how, number one, I'm going to show us how you can build your conceptual model. There's something called conceptual model and logical model with using Power Query, right? So let me share my screen again. Why is everything confusing me like this again? So I'm going to bring in the data. Now, the data I'm bringing is a denormalized table. right? It's the denormalized data rather, right? So it is denormalized. It means that all the facts and all the dimensions are inside one place together. So what we want to actually achieve now is to do like separate, right? To create our own dimension tables from that big fact table, right? And ensure that the only thing representing this dimension in the fact table is just their primary keys, representing them in the fact table, and they become foreign keys there. So we don't have all the attribute again showing in our fact table. Can someone tell me what they understand by conceptual and logical model in Power BI? Conceptual and logical model. Can anybody try? Conceptual and logical model. Any idea?
Okay. For conceptual, I think
Yes.
conceptual has to do with the entities and the relationship. Like you are
Entities
just
and
building,
relationship in
you're
conceptual.
just in conceptual. It has to do
No,
with
no,
just the
that's not it,
tables.
man. No, no, that's not conceptual.
Okay.
That is logical. What you just said now is for logical, not for conceptual.
For the conceptual, the
Yeah,
entities, that's the tables, but the columns are not being specified.
thank you. Exactly. Now you got
Yeah.
it. So for
Yeah. I
conceptual,
mixed it up. Yeah.
yeah, you mixed it up, yes. So for
Yeah.
conceptual, it's just a high level detail, high level overview of the tables that we need for our reporting, right? That's the conceptual. So it means that in this the normalized table that I'm bringing now, we are going to bring out 5 or 6 tables that we can create from that table. Listing out those tables is the conceptual model, right?
Yeah.
Now, the logical model has to now do with the relationship between the tables
Perfect.
based on their
Yes.
primary
Yes.
key and their foreign key. That is the
Entities. Yeah.
logical model, right? Conceptual is high level detail. Okay, from this denormalized table that we can bring out this table, this table, this table, this table, right? For example, we have a very big sales table. We can bring out product table from that table. We can bring out customer table from that table. We can bring out location table from that table. Now, all those tables that we are listing now, we are forming our conceptual model, right? When we now start relating those tables to each other, right, then we have started creating our logical model. Is that clear now to you guys?
Please come again, sir.
Okay. So I'm using a denormalized table. What's first of all, what is a denormalized table?
A
If I say I
denormalized
have
table
one
is a table that
denormalized
has
table, okay, sorry, continue, sir.
a denormalized table. A denormalized table is a table that has the figures, that's the fact table, and then the dimension table. Dimension table, the metadata of the data.
Can you come again? Sorry.
That's what I said. A denormalized table is a table that
Yeah.
has all the data put together. You have sales record, and then you have address, you have detail about the data itself, and with the sales record, everything is just put together.
So all the data description and the data itself is inside one place together.
Yes, the sales,
Thank
everything is
you.
just put together.
Thank you. So now I have one denormalized table, right? And my aim is to build a star schema. That is, I have my dimensions separate, I have the fact table separate, right? Now, what I want to achieve is first, I want to have a denormalized. So there are situations whereby when you are told to build a report, the data engineer might just provide you a big denormalized table that has all the data, all the attributes, all the descriptions inside just one table, right? And now you now want to create a structure for your model. So you have to first list out all the table that you can create from that one single table, from that denormalized table. So for example, you have a sales table that is very big, right? In that your sales table, you have everything about customer name, customer address, customer gender, customer first name, customer last name, also product, every information about product. So the product ID, the name, the size, the manufacturer, the unit price, the unit selling, everything about product too is on that one single table, which is not meant to be so, right? So what you want to do is first bring out the list of all the tables you can create from that single table. That is conceptual model, right? Logical model is now after you have created those dimension tables from that big fact table, you are now connecting them together through their primary and their foreign keys, right? So in this class, we are still going to talk about surrogates and natural keys, but let's just start with primary and foreign key for now, since that is what everybody understands. But we're also going to touch based on surrogate key and natural key also, so that you understand the way all of these things work and the different kind of dimensions and dynamics that comes with different tables. And when you see those kind of tables, so that you know how you are going to handle them as a Power BI developer that you are, that is your aim. That is what you want to become, right? So let me connect to the data, and you guys are going to list out the tables for me. So I'm just going to get data. I'm dealing with the CSV file. I'm dealing with a CSV file, and I have that under my videos, your 300 folder, transaction. Yeah. So the name of the file is transaction. I'm still going to send the file to us so that in case you want to practice at your own end, you can use the same file to practice. So let's go ahead. Establishing connection. Let's wait for a few seconds. Okay. So because I'm dealing with a text/CSV file, that's why you see this navigator come out this way, right? If it were to be an Excel file, all you will see is the list of all the data range and the tables by my left on the navigator, and you can preview, you can do a preview. Okay, no, so now I have, this is the table, this is the denormalized table, right? And I have everything that I need inside this one table, right? The order ID, the order date, the ship mode. You see that we have order date and order date and ship date. That will lead us to a topic called role-playing dimension. Let's go ahead. Ship mode, customer ID, postal code, product ID, sales quantity, customer name. So everything about product, customer is on this table, and also about the ship mode also is on this table. So customer, the orders, the product details, segment detail, product category details, everything I have on this big table. So can you tell me, if you want to start building the conceptual model now, how many tables can you bring out from this table? How many tables can we bring out from this table? I want you guys to be responding. It should be an interactive class. How many tables, guys?
I would say 2 dimension tables.
2 dimension. Which one and which one?
Product and customer. Then the fact
Product and
table would.
customer. Please let me type that in the chat section, please. Thank you.
Please,
So
sir, can you
2
scroll to
tables
the
now.
left?
Product and customer. Okay. Is that the only 2 we can bring out from here?
Can you scroll to
I
the
would
left?
say
I see there's
that
other customer and products.
Sorry, I didn't get
The
that.
date table as well.
The date table number
There's
3.
other.
Please let me type that in the
There's
chat section also.
okay.
So 3 tables now. Date, product, customer. Okay. I'm
uh,
scrolling left and
sir,
right
do
so
we
that you
have
can see.
location, sir?
Sorry?
Do we have location?
Location. Do we have location? Let me check that. I'm not sure. Well, we have postal code. We have postal code.
Postal code.
We have postal code.
So we can bring out shipping, the shipping table.
What do you mean by shipping, ma? Are you coming? What do you mean by shipping? Do you mean the ship mode?
Yeah, ship mode. Where
That's
we have
number
the
4.
ship.
Number 4. Number 4. Please type it in the chat section. Ship mode. Making 4 tables now. Okay. Somebody was saying
I
about
didn't we have
location. So
location, maybe country. I would have said location where we also have postal code
yeah,
on that
location
table.
making 5. We have postal code already. Making 5. Please type whatever you are saying in the chat section, please.
Can this
Okay.
segment also be a dimension table?
Which one?
Segment.
Yes. Number 6 now. Segment is the dimension table, yes. You can use to create the dimension, yes.
And for the product table, are we sorry, sir? For the product table, are we separating the product name from the product category?
The product name from the product category. Well, I want you guys to think about it. What do you think we should do? Are we merging them together? Are we doing product category table differently? What should we do? Don't forget that we are using a star schema anyway.
Product table.
Sorry?
Product category should be in the product table.
Should be in the product table. Okay, nice. Nice. Okay. We still have like two tables to go that I'm seeing with my Koro eyes like this. So
I think you can also bring out other table.
what do you mean other table, sir?
The customer table. The customer table.
We have customer table already.
What of the postal code?
We already have that on that location table.
Okay.
How about the segments?
We have that one already too.
The sales table.
What
about the unit price, sir?
Unit price. That should be under. We can put that under the under sales or order. We can put it under. We can put it under product.
Okay.
Yeah. Order. So we are normalizing the table as much as we can. It's remaining one table that I'm seeing with my eyes like this. So
this recategory
mentioned it.
I don't know.
Is it the
recategory? Yeah. Recategory.
Yes. Yeah.
So making how many tables now altogether, guys?
About 6 already.
6 or 7?
4.
Can you list them out for me?
7.
7, yes.
Location.
Can Sunday list it out for me?
Okay, we have customer, we have sales,
we
have product, we have order, we have location,
we have order. There's nothing like order.
Okay.
Order.
We have recategory.
We have segment, recategory.
Yes.
Making 7 or making 6?
That's 6. If we remove order, that's 6. Yes, sir.
We have sales, so we don't need order.
6 dimensional table.
We don't need order. But it depends on how we want to do it anyway. We can still have order. You can still have order different from sales. If you want to do it that way, yes, it's possible. But let's just stick with one fact table for now. Is that clear? So I'll click on transform to open another window for me, the Power Query window. Can you see my Power Query?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
You can see it, Abby?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. So you see that we only have one big table, the transaction table. So now let's start creating. So what we just did now, we've created our what? Conceptual model. Is that clear? Is that simple? Forget all the big grammar. All this is just grammar sometimes. Now let's go to logical now. Logical starts with 2 things. We are going to be creating the dimensions, removing the tables are going to be separated. Then before we go into the relationship parts, where we dive into what is star schema, what is snowflake schema, and all of those things. Okay, so order ID, right, is part of the sales table. So we leave that one like that. Order dates, ship dates, leave that one as part of the sales table. Ship mode. So let's start with the ship mode. So what do I need to do to start? I need to first duplicate this original table. I'm going to right click here and click on duplicate, right? And click on duplicate. So let's start with ship mode table. Ship mode, right? So I don't need to trouble myself to start deleting all the columns and leaving ship mode alone. No. I don't want to start doing that. It's a feature here that makes everything very easy. I'll come to my choose a column here, and I will click on choose columns. Right? I'm going to click on choose columns. A window will appear for me. All I need to do is to just checkbox the only column I need for this table, which is what? Ship mode. Am I correct, guys? Am I doing the right thing?
Yes,
Okay.
and ship date.
So I click on OK. So I've
What about
already
ship
used,
date?
so that I don't need that. I'm creating a dimension table, right? So after checking the ship mode, because this is the only
Remove
column
duplicate.
that talks about ship. Sorry.
Okay. Sorry, I thought you said you wanted. I thought you were asking for the next thing to do. That was what I
Okay.
said. Remove.
So after checking the ship mode alone, which is the only column that that tells me about ship mode. So I'm using that to create the ship mode table. So I right click and remove duplicates so that I only have a unique list of all the ship mode. Is that clear to you now? Is it clear to you guys?
Yes, boss.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Please now I have a
So
question.
because the ship mode does not have an ID, so I can create an ID for myself here. So how I'm going to do that is like I can go to my add column and click on index column, right? I can choose to start from 0 or choose start from 1. I can create a custom one by myself, right? So I'm going to use a simple one, which is from 1. It's going to give me index, right? Please hold on, guys. Hold on. 1 minute, please. So I can rename this index. Please, can you unmute yourself if you are making noise, please? So I'll call it ship mode ID, right? Good. Now I have the ship mode table, right? Now I'll go to my transaction table again. What's the next one that we are creating? I will duplicate again. Let's create for customer now. Customer, right? I'm going to use the same thing again. Choose column. Choose columns. Right. So what do I need here, guys? What do I need here to compute my customer table? Let's be fast, please.
Name.
Is that
So can use
echo? Where's
the
that coming
customer
from?
name and customer ID.
Customer name, customer
Are you using
ID.
two devices to connect? Why am I having that echo? Can you deal with this thing, please, Gibbs? We don't want this background noise at all in class. Ah. If you are the person, just mute yourself now. Customer ID, which one again?
Customer name.
Customer name.
Customer name,
Customer
What
name.
again? So just customer ID and customer name. Is that all for customer table?
Yes, sir. That's all.
Yes.
That's all. Okay, thank you. Okay, good. So what do I need to do now? I need to highlight the two columns, right click, and remove what? Remove duplicates. Now I have a unique list of all the customers and their customer ID. Perfect. Okay, I need to come here again. Duplicate. What's the next product, right? Products. So what do I need to create product, guys?
Product ID.
Product ID. Okay, what again?
Product name.
Product name. Product category.
Name. Product
Product
category.
category.
Okay.
Yes.
Is that all I need in my product table?
Unit price.
Yes.
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 Don't let us go into that for now. We are still going to do that, but don't let us go into that for now. When I'm teaching you guys about row context, I will bring in the unit price inside products. Okay, is that all, guys? Is that all, Abby? For product table. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to highlight on the 3 columns and I remove duplicates. Okay, perfect. Let me shift this one this side. Is there a way to move this thing? Why is it not moving? Okay, let's go ahead. What's the next one, guys?
Location.
Location. Thank you.
Okay.
Location. So the only column we are putting here for location is what? Is the postal code.
Postal code.
Thank you.
Postal code.
Yeah. Postal code. Okay, I have that. The postal code does not have ID. So what do I need to do? Let me first remove duplicates and have a unique list of all the postal code. Then I come to my add column here, index column from one, and I call this what? Postal code ID.
Postal code ID.
Or let me just call it location ID.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the next one, guys?
Segment.
Category.
Segment.
Segment.
Okay, segment. Thank you. So what do I need for my segment table now?
That's the
For my
previous
segment table, what do I need?
segment.
Sorry? Just segment, Abby.
Yes, and the index.
Okay.
And remove
Remove
duplicates.
duplicates. Then let's go
Then
and
we
give
can
it an
index
ID also. Index column from one. Right? And I call this what? Segment ID. Good. Segment ID. Segment ID. So we are done, right? Is there anyone remaining?
Recategory.
Recategory. That's the last one, Abby.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Recategory.
Date mode. There's also date table.
Yeah, we are not creating the date table inside Power Query for now. It might be too advanced for beginners. So let's just leave that one now. We are going to create it in our Power BI desktop. But I'll now show you later on how to create it in your Power Query. So now I have recategories. So what do I need to do? I need to choose column. Then I'll look for recategory. Okay. Recategory O2, O1, blah, blah, blah. We don't know what they mean yet. We have O1, O2, O3. Add column, index column, recategory ID. Right? Okay. So now we have this. So now let's now go back to the main table, which is our transaction table, or we call it sales. You can always rename it all you want. You can rename it as sales. You can rename it as sales. Now, don't forget that we want to create a star schema and we want to normalize our tables as much as we can. So in order for you to actually achieve that normalization, since you already have your dimensions, you don't need the attribute of each of these dimensions inside your fact table again. So what I'm going to do now is to make sure that the only thing representing my dimension is only my what? The IDs of those dimensions. Okay. So I'm also going to use the same choose column again. Choose column again. Now, what I'm going to do is to do what? I need my order ID in my sales table. I need my order date. I need my ship date. I don't need my ship mode, right? I don't need my ship mode, but I'm going to do something very, very funny. But let's just go ahead. So my customer ID, I need that. I don't need my postal code. I need the postal code ID. I need the ship mode ID and not the ship mode. I need my product ID. I need sales. I need quantity. I need discounts. I don't need customer name again. Segments, I will need it. I will need segments. I would need segments, but there's a way I will bring segment ID in now. Product category, I don't need that again. I already have that in my product table. Unit price, I need that. End sales, I need that. Category, I don't need that for now. So this is what I'm going to do. You know that originally I don't have the the ship mode ID inside the sales table. Am I correct, guys? I don't have the what? The ship mode. I
Yes.
just created that when I created the ship mode table,
Yes.
right? So how do I now bring
Yes.
in that ship mode ID now inside my sales table without me having my ship mode itself inside the sales table? So I'm still going to let's start with the ship mode. I'm still going to check it for now. I have a ship mode here like this. Now I have reduced my sales table very well, so I don't have too many things there now. Now, to bring in the ship mode ID, what I'm going to do is to do a merge. So I'm going to go to merge queries. I'll click on merge queries, right? So I'm merging what and what now? I'm merging, sorry, somebody saying something. I can't hear what you're saying if you are saying something.
You're merging sales and ship mode.
Yeah. So we are merging sales and ship mode. Now, it's going to be in, so we are still going to look for a day. We are going to really explain. Please, can you mute yourself? You are echoing. So we are still going to explain all these types of joints: left outer joint, right outer, full outer, inner, left anti, and right anti. We are still going to discuss them later, but for the sake of this class, it's our first day. We are not going to go into details of these things. So we are only going to use left outer. So we have 9,994 rows in our sales table, and all the ship mode in the ship mode table is also matching what we have on the ship mode in the sales table, right? So it's all matching, right? So it says the selection matches 994 of 9994 rows from the first table, right? So I'm going to click OK. I'm going to click OK. Now I'm going to come here, right? Uncheck this, use original column as prefix. And what do I need from here? I only need the ship mode ID. And I click on OK, right? Now I have the ship mode ID. Now
Please, sir,
I
can you?
don't forget that I also
Hello,
have
sir.
ship mode though, but
Hello,
I
sir.
don't need ship. Hello.
Please, sir, can you do that again, please?
Okay. Please, can you just listen to what I'm saying so that I don't have to be going back every time. Please, I'll do it again. What I have in my sales table is only ship mode, and what we agreed at the beginning is that we are only going to have the IDs of each dimension represented inside the fact, which is sales. So since if I have ship mode ID and ship mode here, it doesn't make sense. I'm not still normalizing very well the way I'm supposed to normalize, right? So what I need is just ship mode ID. But the original table that I imported does not have. Can you just unmute now? Is that gift? Can you mute I beg?
Yes, sir.
Is that is echoing now? Ah. So we only have ship mode from the original table that we imported. We don't have ship mode ID, right? But now we have created ship mode ID inside the ship mode table. And we said the only thing we want to represent, that we want to represent, the only way we want to represent our dimensions in our fact table is by their IDs alone. So I don't want to have ship mode ID and still have ship mode again inside the sales table. I only want each dimension, customer, product, location, each of them represented by what? By their IDs, their primary key, right? So how do I bring in ship mode ID inside the sales table? And at the same time, still remove ship mode from this sales table. So the way I'm going to do that is by using merge queries. I will click on merge queries there. There's merge queries as new. There's merge query. I'm clicking on merge queries there now. Right? Now, when I get to my merge query, I'll go and look for ship mode in my sales table. And also click on ship mode here, the ship mode table. And the two of them, I'm matching them based on the two similar columns that they have, which is ship mode in sales table, ship mode in ship mode table. Now, don't forget that my aim is to bring a ship mode ID inside this ship mode table, sales table rather. Now, it's telling me that they are matching because 9994 rows in sales table, right, is matching what I have from the ship mode table. Is it clear up to this part? Is it clear?
Yes,
Yes,
it
sir.
is. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Now, after doing the matching, and I see that there's matches all through, right? I'm going to click on OK. Now, on the sales table, this you see this column that is showing table, right? Now you click on this symbol you have here. You're going to uncheck use original column name as prefix. You don't need that. And the only thing you are bringing in here now from the ship mode table is the ship mode ID. So you are checking only ship mode ID. And when you are done, you are clicking on OK, right? Now, don't forget that the only thing I want to see, the only thing that will represent ship mode in the sales table is the ship mode ID. But I still have ship mode inside here, which is like I'm just causing repetition. I'm just bringing the same thing I have in ship mode is what I'm still having in the sales table, and it's not meant to be so in terms of normalization. Because I want to normalize it in such a way that it's only the IDs of different dimensions that will only be in the sales table, right? So I'll now go back to where I choose column now. I'll go back there and go and what? Uncheck the ship mode now. And I press OK. So that what I will only have. Oh, why is this still not working for me today? I'm coming now. So do I have to have the ship mode before this can work? It should not be so. Hold on, guys. I want to remove the ship mode. And press OK. Are you serious? Are you serious?
So
Am I
what
doing
about
something wrong?
manually deleting ship mode?
No, there's
It's
nothing the ship mode
referencing
is.
the
It's because it's
There's
referencing
no reference.
the merge, Abby.
Yes, yes, the merge is referencing the ship mode, so it has to be.
Because the day I did it, that I didn't have
yes.
to. I just went back to the choose columns and remove the ship mode, and it worked.
But
As far
that's
as it's
surprising because
referencing
there's
that ship
nothing the
mode,
ship
it will
mode to
know.
actually connect to. So,
Are you serious?
As far as that's the parameter with which it was merged, it may not work, sir.
So now I have to remove ship mode from here by deleting it by myself.
yes.
This thing can embarrass you sometimes. This thing can sometimes embarrass you. I just did a class some weeks ago, and I just went back to choose column, and I removed the ship mode, and it worked. No error, nothing. Okay, no problem. Let's go ahead. So we have the ship mode ID now alone inside the sales table. So we are going to also do that for the other ones, like the customer. Okay. We have for the customer already. Product already has. Location does not have. So let's go back to the sales table. We are also going to do another merge. We are going to do another merge again. And this time around is what? It's postal code. Yes. Oh, I don't have postal code yet. Let me go and bring it back. So I'll bring it back the postal code. Yes. Then I do my merge now. Okay. So what am I merging here? Postal code. Here's my location table. And postal code. The same 9994. Everything looks good. Click on OK. Right. And what am I choosing here? Location ID. I press OK. Jude, Mwago.
Sorry, good evening, everyone. I just really want to ask.
Okay.
If we should use inner join with this, won't we get the same number of rows and columns as we want to merge the table?
If we should do what? Inner join. You are going to get same result because they have same contents. Like the IDs are they are existing in both sides. Do you understand? The corresponding IDs are existing in both sides. But the where you might have issues with in inner join is if, for example, for location ID, you only have 15 unique locations in location table, and you have 13 in the other one. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm with you.
If you have 13 in the other one, it might cause you to have some, or how will I explain this? I'm looking for a way to explain it better. So a situation whereby inner join might not work is maybe when you have more IDs in one table than the other table. And it's going to be causing you to have some null values in the other one when you do a merge. Don't worry. We'll still look at that later. Let's go ahead so that we can move fast.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But in this scenario, inner join will give us the same results. That's the answer you're looking for, Abby.
Yes.
Okay. So location. Where's my postal code now? I don't need it again here. So I just delete. Okay, perfect. So which one again? Segments and the category 2. So go back to my sales table. What we are doing now is part of logical model. Is that clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Is that clear?
Yes, boss.
Okay. I think no call me boss, so I don't be boss anything now. Segments. I'm looking for segments, Abby. We are all here to learn together. There's no boss anywhere. So let's go to segments. Let's look for segments. Segments. Okay. I must find the root of that issue because the other day I did it work like that without me having to bring in anything. But no, Probably I know how to embarrass you. But I refuse to be embarrassed. So match queries. So it's going to be what now, guys? Segments and what? And segment table. Right? Everything looks good. Okay. Please, the mentors, you can also answer the questions. So it doesn't have to be me. That's why you are here to observe, to come and use your expertise to answer questions. Now, here I'm meant to cough like that. Okay, so I don't need the segment column again. Before I continue, guys, do we really understand the concept of denormalization and normalization?
Yes, sir.
Okay, is there anyone here that does not understand? This class is for those purely beginners because you are moving from the scratch to advance. Is there any? Don't be shy, oh. Don't be shy at all. Is there anyone that does not understand normalization and how to denormalize table? How you can denormalize and normalize? Is there anyone that does not understand that concept? Adeo Idamilola, I need to talk.
I think
Can you
Yes,
talk, please?
boss. You can please explain for
Please
some
stop
of
calling.
us,
Just saying boss. We are in a
not like
class.
me.
Do you
I don't
understand?
understand, sir.
Okay. So let me just quickly say it again. But I'm going
Yes,
to give us
sir.
that thing as
I said, sister, you
assignment.
can explain it. Though I understand the explanation you gave for the normalize, for
Yeah.
normalize.
Okay. So let's start with the normalization. The table that I brought in is a denormalized table. It has everything, right? Now, there are cases that when you want to start building a report in your company, your data engineer might give you a denormalized table. He might write some scripts, some SQL queries, that will bring elements from different places and just bring everything together in just one table. Hmm? That is a denormalized table. It means all the facts and dimensions they are together in one place, right? Now, what I'm not doing is that because the concept of your star schema, don't worry, we're still going to get to that if you are new to it. The concept of star schema that we want to build as our schema is to have fact tables separate, dimensions tables separate, right? So that's why we are bringing out all the dimensions from the facts. The denormalized table that I brought in is the fact table, right? Is the table that have everything. Now I'm bringing out the dimensions because I want to create a star schema, and what I'm doing is also called normalization. I am normalizing the table by separating the facts from the dimensions. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, boss. Very
Yeah.
clear now. Very clear.
Okay. Okay. So now that we are going to look at three different scenarios before we finish this Power BI class, because there might be okay, follow on, Joe.
Okay, yeah. Okay, good evening, everyone. So one of the reasons why we try to normalize data is also for easy access and easy location of our data, for easy understanding of it. For example, now, if everything is just in a flat table, like the customer, the location, and all, everything is just in a flat table, just the way you brought it in. When it comes to information, we might not really quickly understand the information. Now, let me say, because this is just a practical example that we are doing. This is not the normal way you might have your conceptual model in the real sense. For example, now when you talk about customer table, a customer table has more information like address, customer name, customer full address. It talks about what all the customer data. It can even be a customer. They call it customer master table that contains customer information. There is a product table that contains product master table that all the information is containing product. Now, just imagine you piling up those multiple tables in a single flat file. It will cause redundancy when you are analyzing your data. And if I'm going to say, okay, I want to get information from a customer table, you know the table you are getting it from, not just from a single table that has almost duplicate record. You cannot easily identify the information. So that is the reason why we are trying to break all these things down. Let's have a separate table for them. We are trying to normalize them so that you will not there won't be more of redundancy or more of even say most of the time all these things, the reason why we're even trying to normalize is to reduce our query, because if you don't normalize your data, it will take a longer time for your reports to even refresh. If everything is just on the same, but once you normalize it, you will see that your data optimization or all these things, it improves data optimization as well. I don't know if any other person have, but the reason we just need to understand, let people, people that are just starting need to understand the reason why we are normalizing. It's not just because we want to create a star schema. There's a reason for that. So yeah. So that's just I want to have. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Follow. Thank you so much. Any other contribution from any of the mentors before we go ahead? Okay, so just like you said, that is not just because we are creating a star schema alone, but it's because we want to better structure our data. Because if everything is jam-packed in one place, then it doesn't make that data to be organized. And if you are looking for something, there'll be a lot of redundancy, right? So to create a better structure for our data model, that's the reason why we are doing this normalization. Is that clear? Now, let's go ahead. So we've not brought in one remaining category so that we can move very fast. People have to go to work tomorrow. So yeah, let's move fast. Recategory. What do we need to do? We are still going back to the sales table again, and we are still saying merge query. Oh, I've not brought in the category already. So I have to bring that first. So I go back to my choose column step and I bring in the category. Then before I now go and do my merge queries now. So merge query. Oh, let me take it to the last one. The last step. Yeah. So merge query. Right. And also, before I continue, the reason why I'm showing you this example is that it happened to me recently. Like, I want to start working on a project, and the data engineer gave me a normalized table. So I even like it because I will now be the one to create my own tables by myself, like with my dimension tables by myself, rather than them being the one giving me that. Right? Sometimes those data engineers don't know how Power BI or how Star Schema works. They just create model based on their own understanding as a data engineer, how the data is flowing, and not how it works well with Power BI. So that's why sometimes I usually request for them to just give me everything in one table, and then I will from there create my own tables from there. Okay, so I have this, then I'm going to go back. I'm saying it again, that what we are doing now, we are doing what? We are creating logical model. I've said it like 2 times now. Just ringing that in our head so that we remember. So conceptual is the high level detail, which is just saying, listing out the tables that we can create from that denormalized flat table, right? And the logical model is in two phases. We are going to add columns to the tables that we have identified in our conceptual model. Now we are adding columns to them, rather. We are adding columns to those tables. That is part of the logical model. Now, the second part of the logical model is now creating relationship between these tables, right? So now that I'm done with my normalization, what's the next thing that I need to do? Let's start with data types. But before I even do that, there are three things that are very important that I need to show us for those that are new. You have to go to view here and switch on column quality if it's not switched on. Column quality, column distribution, column profile. Column quality, column. Look, let's even do it one by one so that I don't jump back with you guys with too many things. Now look at this order ID, order date, blah blah blah. This is very good because it makes you to understand your data better, right? To understand the data that you are dealing with and every dynamics and context that comes with that data. So one thing I would advise you is that if you have a lot of data that is 1,000 and above or above 1,000, always change this column profiling to be based on the entire data set and not just based on top 1,000 alone. Because you don't know whether there are some things after your top or your first 1,000 that are like errors, or that is not compatible, or that does not align with that data type that you are choosing for that column, right? So it's very, very important for you to always put this column profiling based on entire data set so that it can give you the actual column quality for the entire column that you are looking at, right? So let's start with the order ID now. You see that three things are involved there. It's showing you valid, error, and empty. So valid has to do with what aligns well with your chosen data type. So that by default, Power BI is detecting this order ID column to be a text column, right? Which is okay. That's why you are seeing valid 100%, error is 0, and empty is 0. So in case you have some empties, in case you have some empties in between, right? Now, in Power Query, null is not the same thing as a 0. Can you hear me, guys? Null means
We can.
empty. It's not the same as a 0. It's different. You can replace your null with a 0 depending on the context. You can replace your null with a 0, but null is not the same thing as 0. Is that fact clear? Okay. So the other ID is okay, no issues at all. But now let's assume that I didn't put this in the right data type. Let's see what will happen now. Let me change this other ID now to date. What do you see, guys, that is happening, guys?
Error.
What do you see that is
Error.
happening? Error. It's showing error because the content of the column is not aligning with the data type that I set for that column. Do you understand? The content of this column depicts text values because it's a mixture of both alphabet and what? And numbers. And even the structure of the content does not even align with what we can convert to as a date, right? Look at it now. CA minus 2017 minus blah, blah, blah. Doesn't even, it's not something that can even convert to a date. Doesn't make any sense for it to be a date. So that's why you must always set your data types to the data type that aligns well with the content of each column that you have in your tables. So order date, ship date is fine. Customer ID is fine. Product ID looks fine. Sales is decimal, is fine. Quantity is whole number, is fine. Discounts is showing in terms of, we don't know that we should change this is percentage or numbers. Let's see. We only have 1 and what? 1 and it's 0. It's not going to make any sense at all. So let me just remove it. I don't need the discounts because it doesn't make any sense. Unit price, okay? Unit price, right? We don't know whether it's even selling price or unit cost price. Okay, it's just unit price. Let's assume it's selling price. Assume. So let me just change this. Sorry, Aki, maybe you can talk.
Okay, sir. On the discounts, what if the discount is in percentage? For instance, that's 1. What if it is
That one's going to return
10%?
100%. It means the person is not paying anything. It doesn't make sense.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
So end sales. I don't need this thing to just costing. Or instead of even remove it, let me just go and remove it from the choose column. I think that's better. Column will I remove yourself? Discounts. Okay. Okay, so let me just go back to my choose column and remove discounts and end sales. I don't need them. How about Sunday?
Good evening, sir. Please, can I
Good
ask for
evening.
can I have permission to follow because I'm resuming work by 7 tomorrow.
Please send your name to Gift because we are sharing the attendance form as soon as possible. Did you hear me? Okay. So was there a return? Let me look at this return column. This return, we are not clear what it is. Is it like return in terms of quantity or amount or what? Well, let's just leave it there. The category looks fine. Ship mode ID looks fine. Location ID looks fine. Segment ID looks fine. The category ID looks fine. I know that in some of my previous classes, I might have told you that anything ID, put them in text. But I've learned better that for optimization, if your IDs are in number, if they are numerical, leave them in numbers. It doesn't mean that you want to summarize them or you want to start doing aggregations with it, right? But for better optimization, leave your if your IDs are numerical, just leave them in that numerical data type. Exactly. Is there any argument against that? Is there any better opinion about that? Anybody? Okay. If there's no counter opinion, let's go ahead then. Okay. So now
Excuse
that
me,
everything
sir.
looks, sorry?
Actually, I also feel like one needs to change it. But you said for optimization. What
Yeah.
kind of optimization?
Optimizing your report, optimizing your queries. Well, when you refresh, you don't have issues. You want your calculations to run at query time. You want it to run fast. You want the response fast. You can do more research
Okay,
about
sir.
it if you are doubting. Just go to your ChatGPT, use
Yes,
your
I'm not
DeepSeek,
doubting.
go online. You will see why putting them in numbers is better than text. That's why we're in this class, to
Okay, sir.
argue. We are here to also argue. You can be doing that while class is going on. If you see anything online that is telling you that text is better, you can just bring it up again. Okay,
Okay,
guys,
sir.
we are
Thank you, sir.
fine now.
Sorry, Mr. Benga. Sorry, Mr. Benga. What do you mean by text is better? I didn't get that.
No, I didn't say
I
text is
lost
better.
it
I
for you.
said if your IDs are in numbers, they are numerical, leave
Yeah.
their data type as numerical. So I said
Why?
in my previous classes, I used to say that, you know what, leave them as text, right? Even though they are numerical,
Okay.
change them to text. But I now did the research one day, and I noticed that for better
Okay.
optimization, it's good to just leave
Okay.
them as numbers.
Well, I'm not going to. I don't know personally. I won't
Can
support
we just do
that.
that research now, as we are just
We
instead of us
can do it,
arguing?
but we can do it. But the reason why it should be text is because number one, you are not analyzing the ID.
Yes, you are correct.
The ID is not a kind of it doesn't impact the business. So I don't think we
And
should
you're
leave
not
it as
performing
an
arithmetic operations on it.
That was the
exactly,
same thing I used to
exactly,
say before too.
exactly.
That since you're not performing any arithmetic operation on those columns, it
So
should be text,
the reason
right?
is if you are taking it back in Power BI now and you are doing other stuff, let's say you want to if you drag it directly to a chart or something, it automatically perform. If it's in text, it will perform a sum or a this thing. And normally we might not want to do sum, we want to do count. If it's in text, it will perform a number, it will perform a count for you. But if it's in numbers, it will want to perform sum, it wants to do all those things for us.
Okay, just
And
hold on, please.
yeah.
I know I shall know that
Mr.
I
Big,
did my
my
research.
own stand, my own
Can you
stand
share
is
us
that
where you saw the
it's
stuff
better
so
to
you can
leave it as
learn
a
about it?
text rather than
But it's
a
always better to
numerical.
know.
Instead of all these arguments, can you go online, please?
Please, can I say
You see,
something?
I'm just reading it. Wait, guys. I'm just reading this thing. I said, keeping your ID column as number instead of text in Power BI is beneficial for several reasons. Number one, performance optimization. Numeric data types require less memory and process faster than text, improving query performance. Number two, efficient relationships. Power BI's VertiPack engine optimizes relationship better with
This thing was talking.
numbers,
My phone I went on mute.
reducing storage size and lookup times. Number three, sorting and filtering. Numeric columns are easier to
So
sort and filter.
Mr. Benga, Mr.
Continue,
Benga,
please.
I understand most of the Mr. I understand what you are reading, all those ChatGPT English. But let's look at it from this perspective. You are delivering this solution to some stakeholders, people that does not understand all these jargons that we are reading from ChatGPT. When you put all those ID, some of these end users that you want to deliver this thing, they can go and be analyzing IDs and they will not know. Do you want to be teaching them? Do you want to be sitting down with them every day that, oh, this is an ID? You don't need to analyze them.
Yeah,
You understand?
might
So all
not,
these
they
things
might
that,
not
you know,
analyze it.
ChatGPT will just be giving us English, but we as technical person, we know what is right. Then when we are giving solution to customers, we are not going to be teaching you know, sitting down with end users every day, you know, putting them how to use Power BI.
Okay.
That's
So
just my stand. So
let me say this. Let me say this. Whether you put it in text or you put it in number, it does not matter. If they are numerical, I'll put it that way. But I'm saying that for better performance, which we all understand what we mean by optimization in Power Query, and in our Power BI data model, it's better to put it in numbers.
Okay.
If they are numerical. It's not about whether what ChatGPT said or whatever. You know, one thing about me is that if I do a research, I always talk to like my senior people. And they also said yes, numerical is better if they are actually if the column content is numerical for your IDs. And the major point that every one of them said is still around optimization. And that the numbers always use like less memory. It requires less memory compared to text.
Sorry to add to what
sorry,
Mr.
Mr. Benga. The reason why you are talking about the optimization is because you are bringing in the data into Power BI. If you have a very large data set, you will not even think of bringing the data into Power BI. The option is to use either direct query or live connection. Do you understand my point? But if the data is limiting, you know, you just have about maybe 1 million, that's when you'll be considering using, you know, import mode into Power BI. But the data is large. Then that option of optimization should be something we should be talking in the power in the back end by data engineers and all. I don't know whether you get my point. So that's just where I'm driving from. But I understand when it comes to optimization, you know, numeric values helps in driving optimization than text. Yeah.
So
I think someone also wants to
okay,
add
just
something.
add to what Mr. Bega have said. Sorry, can I talk?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah, just to add to what Mr. Benga have said. Number one, if in as far as Power BI is concerned, you want to make sure that at least you want to less the load on Power BI. So you want to make sure that you optimize everything that you do, including the text
every step
that you put, even if you title that you put there. And text take more like ×5 of numbers, like numerical data type
you
in
didn't
Power
get you
BI.
very clear at some point.
From data engineering perspective, most of these ID are actually auto incremental IDs, which are actually numbers from data engineering standpoint. So that's it.
So are you arguing for or against?
He's arguing for you.
Okay.
And from the last thing he mentioned, I agree, because most of them are incremental and they are all usually in numbers from the start itself. So that makes sense.
Okay. So Mr. Follow, I understand where you're coming from, but nobody's saying that text is not good. Though. It can be in text, though. Don't get me wrong. And you mentioned something that for stakeholders, in the first place, why are stakeholders having access to the columns? Are they creating self-reporting by themselves?
You know, it depends on the solution you are delivering for customers. I have worked in an environment where what they just want us to do is to deliver, you know, solution that they will be the one that will keep on, you know, monitoring or maintaining the dashboard or the report. You understand? So it depends on solution you are providing. It's not all the time that you know, if you are working in a consulting firm, you cannot be
Mr.
managing dashboard for customer.
One thing that I believe is this. If you create a solution for a customer, I don't know about the Nigerian standard, but from what I've seen, the little things I've seen here, anytime you create a solution, you are creating documentations that follows that solution. Are you getting my point?
Definitely.
Now, when you create documentations, all your tables all the columns, all their metadata, you create a documentation from. This is what I've done. That even when they gave me that task, it was very hard for me at first because I have no idea about it. But I really learned from that task that was given to me. Do you understand? So when you are giving them that solution, you're also providing that documentation for them. We call it standard operating procedure that gives them a detail about the solution you have created. So if they want to be maintaining, just like I'm using your words now, if they want to be maintaining the report by themselves at their own end, they already know that the product ID column, regardless of whether it is in numbers, it's an identifier column. So they are not supposed to be using that column to be doing any plus or minus aggregation, apart from a counter or distinct counts. Is that clear?
No. I get your point. Definitely. I think we
So
all
why would
understand
they
each other
want to be using product ID column to go and be
when
performing?
it comes to we totally understand each other, but we just think in terms of technicality that the columns is not adding any meaning to the business. Why leave it as a text, as a numeric instead of But I understand where you are coming from in terms of optimization. Yes, I totally agree with you in that perspective. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So now, is it clear to everybody what we've been arguing about now? Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
very
it
clear,
is.
sir.
Okay, thank you, everybody. So when we are done, so we've done part one of logical model now. So when you get to, for those that are new, I'm just telling you how to package, how you package an interview. So when you start using some kind of keywords to the interviewer, it will be looking as if this person is savvy well. You understand? So that's what we want to achieve. So when you are explaining what you are doing to a prospective manager, you can tell them, you know what, there are sometimes that I create reports that I have just one denormalized table, and I'll be the one to create my conceptual model from there and my logical model, blah, blah, everything I just packaging. Right? So when you are done, you close and apply. Okay, before I go down, close and apply. Wait, you've not even touched 2/15 of what we planned for Power Query. So I was telling you guys something about column, what's it called? Column quality, Abby. You go to view and switch it on and check box here, right? So column quality will tell you validity, error, and empty, right? Perfect. Now let's click on column distribution. Column distribution, what's that going to, that's going to give us the distinct and the unique count. The distinct and the unique count. Can somebody tell me difference between distinct and unique? Explain it as a professional. Unique and distinct? Anyone?
Okay. Unique, from the word unique, they have just one, there's no two of them. Why distinct?
Hello,
you
ma.
can have.
Hello, ma.
Hello? Yes.
Explain it to. See, let me tell you something. In this class, we don't assume that anybody knows anything. Do you understand? So explain it like you are teaching somebody that is learning for the first time.
Okay, let me explain. In
Okay,
this
thank
class,
you.
like let me go down to like you said, like for the first time. Now in this class, we have Benga, we have Paul, we have Elsie, we have Joshua, we have Joshua again, and we have another person, let's say Pelumi. Now, the unique is names that does not occur two times. So in that case, we have Benga, we have Elsie, we have Pelumi. Why for distinct, we have Benga, we have Joshua, we have Pelumi, and we have, which other one did I mention that they had like two of them. So for distinct is one of each of those names, while unique are the ones that did not occur twice. I don't know if anybody gets. Yeah.
So unique are the ones that does not occur twice, Abby?
Twice, yes, it's unique. One, there is no two of it.
What about distinct?
Why distinct is like, okay, let me explain. Okay, we have Benga, we have Elsie, we have Pelumi, we have two Joshuas.
Okay.
Now, for the unique, for the unique, two of it does not occur. So for unique, we have just Joshua. No, for the unique, we have the ones that do not occur two times, which is Joshua, Pelumi, and Elsie. Why for distinct, Joshua, Pelumi, Benga, and the one that occur two times? I don't know if I'm fine. Let me write it down.
Okay.
So that
Okay. I see you. I know you know it, but it's the issue is explanation.
okay.
You
Okay,
understand it, but it's
okay,
explanation.
let's say, okay, let me take it
Let me
again.
give it
In
a
the class,
yes, sir.
we have
You know what?
Benga.
Let somebody else try. Thank you.
Okay, all
Thank
right.
you.
Okay, let me
Yeah,
give it a
please.
try.
Okay.
Using this transaction data that we have, the ship
Yes.
mode, we
The
have
ship mode. Where's that?
we have it repeated like standard. But if we want to count,
Okay.
the total number of regardless of how many times it appears. So the
But ship
distinct
mode
count.
is not unique at all.
No, I'm not talking about unique. I'm talking about distinct count.
Okay, about distinct. Okay, okay.
So if you go to ship mode table, where we brought them out, those are the
Yes.
distinct ship modes, regardless of how many times they occur. Standard class, second class, first class, and same day.
Yes.
Those are distinct. But unique, say you have order ID, they are unique. No two others have the same order ID. Those are unique numbers. Account numbers are unique. Matric numbers are unique. But distinct, no matter how many times they occur in a particular column, you can be able to pick out the total number of different values, regardless of how many times you see them appear in a particular data set.
Can the last person try?
Okay.
Yes. Thank you. I want to
Distance.
let me
The
try.
distance one
Who
is
is talking? Is it Victory?
Okay.
just like
Can I talk?
Please talk, Victory.
I want to say that if you want to say unique, if you look at our biometrics, it's unique. That's our fingerprint. Nobody has two fingerprints.
Yes.
Nobody has to fingerprint. But
Yes.
anybody can be a victory. Anybody can be
Anybody can be a victory. Oh my God. I like your example. Go ahead.
Anybody can be a victory. So that's my just simple.
So in that anybody can be a victory, how does distinct now align in that context now?
Because you can have in this class now, we can have 10 victory in this class. But all the victories, their fingerprints are different. They cannot be the same. We can't have fingerprint that are
So if we now want to count victory, are we counting all the victories now? We are counting only one victory in distinct.
If you want to count victory, you are counting. If you want to count victory, you are counting distinct. But if you want to find out the uniqueness,
are we counting only one victory or all the victories?
If you want to count victory, you are counting all the victories.
In distinct.
Please, sorry. In this, yes, in this, you are counting all the victory. If you have 10 victories in this place, all of them.
You don't spoil everything like that.
Sorry.
So, sir, it's just like saying.
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, he was actually explaining well, but when that question. Okay, so unique values are values that appear only once.
Yes.
While distinct values are all the possible values in the group, all the kinds of values in the group. So, for example, we have 1 appearing 3 times, we have 2 appearing 2 times, we have 3 appearing once. Again, 1 appeared 3 times, 2 appeared 2 times, 3 appeared once. In this situation, we have 1 1 is special because 1 is different from 2. 2 is special because 2 is different from 3. So the distinct values are 1, 2, 3. They are the 3 possible kind of things we'll have in these 6 figures we now have. 1, 2, 3 are the distinct values.
Possible
While
outcome.
the unique value here is 3. 3 because 3 appeared only once. So 3
Thank you,
is
Oye.
unique, while
Thank
1,
you.
2, 3 is distinct.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. So let me explain it again for everybody to understand, for those that are new. So we have numbers listed on the column. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now the 4 appears 2 times. Only 4 occur 2 times, or appear any English you want to use. I know it's be English. 2 times. But 1, 2, 3 only appear once. Now the unique values there is 1, 2, and 3 because they only appear once. So in that list of numbers, that is 5 altogether. 1, 2, 3, then 4, 4. 4 appear 2 times, right? So we are only counting 1, 2, 3 because they are the only numbers that appear only once. That is unique. But for distinct, it is both the numbers that appear once and the numbers that are also duplicates. So for the ones that are duplicates, we only count them once, right? So now for distinct now, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that 4 that is duplicated, we are only counting it one, just one time, right? You're only counting it once. So so in that example now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. The unique values is 1, 2, 3. That's 3, right? But for distinct is 1, 2, 3, 4. We only count 1 4 out of the many 4s that we have there. So the distinct is 4, while the unique is 3. So I want to correct something. Somebody said that distinct is only numbers, we only count numbers that are duplicated. No, both the numbers that are not duplicated and the ones that are duplicated are what we are counting in distinct. The only difference is that for the numbers that are duplicated in distinct, we are only counting those numbers once. Is that clear?
So,
Very clear, sir.
Okay, let's go ahead.
we
So
still go ahead.
we are ending this thing in 5 minutes. We're ending in 5 minutes. So now that we understand that, now the last one we are looking at before we go is the column profile. Column profile, right? Column profile will give you more statistics, right, to your columns. You know, the column quality is just showing you valid, error, and empty. Distribution is just telling you distinct and unique, right? But for column profile, uh, column profile is giving you more details about the column. So you see the count, the error, the empty, the distinct, the unique, the empty string, the mean, and the max. Let's use our sales table for example. So let's go to quantity for example. You see that quantity is what? It has 9994 rows. Error is 0, empty is 0, distinct 14, right? Unique is 0. There's no unique. There's no quantity figure that appears only once. Not a number is this NaN is 0. Is 0 is 0. It means that there are no zeros at all in the quantity, right? Minimum quantity is 1 and the maximum is 14. The average quantity is 3 points, blah, blah, blah. Standard deviation is this. Even number count is this. And the odd number count is this, right? And for each of the different values, it will tell you how many times they appear, right? So 3, quantity 3, like this 3, maybe 3 packs or 3 whatever, they appear 2,409 times, making 24% of the entire quantity column. So you will see your value distribution on this side. So guys, we end the class for today. We are going to continue again next week Sunday. Any question? Are they doing and victory? You have question?
No.
But your hand is
That
raised
was
up
raising
now.
hand. It was during that other discussion.
Okay, guys, so I'm going to do something now. I'm going to share the attendance form right away. Just hold on, please. You only have 1 minute to fill in the attendance form. Hold on, please. 1 minute. Okay. Just drop that in the chat section. Okay. So 1 minute, guys, expected. Both the mentors and the mentees, please fill the form. It's only those that fill the form now that we will accept into next week's class. So that's the format. So fill the form so that you can notify of the next week's class. You have just 1 minute to do that. The form is going 40, 39, 38.
Sorry, please, I'm not seeing the form. Where is the form?